Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Spy Money. I'm going to do a market brief this morning, and it looks like the market's going in my favor. Very happy about that. I actually didn't think I was going to be able to do this morning because I am having computer problems again, and I'm too cheap to go buy a new one. And I've got the money to buy whatever I want, a complete new trading station that I'm wanting, but I'm holding off right now due to what's going on in the market. So I'm just trying to make do until we see more positivity in the market. But I may not be able to wait. But getting back to the market, we have ES dropping. Yesterday we went up. Actually, the recap, we were trending this blue line, which is a trend line that we have. If we go back and look at it, so for the ones that missed it, actually we go back to an hour. We'll look at this right here. We can see that is going right down through there. Very solid trend line, and this one is just one that we're hitting the bottoms and tops all the way down, and just kind of give me an idea of where I thought we would end up. And I was thinking that we may hit the 2031 by today, and actually today, today's Tuesday, so it's not looking good for that, which is fine. I would like to see a good pullback. I'd like to get down to at least this 2353 fib. If we could get down to there, and I think that would be a good place for a good bounce and then take off. Now, last night I went over one scenario that I really don't want to see it for the economy, but I like to see it for my positions that I'm in. But I was thinking that from right here at the top of this bear flag down to where it actually dropped here was 900. Well, that's the wrong one. From right here up to, no, actually that's the right one. So to right there is 960 points. Okay, so if we do 960 points down from this one, so we go here and we come down to about the same. If we come down to the 1709.28, that is 922, which is roughly the same. And there's been some other charts that have been put up in our Discord channel, and if you're not a part of our Discord channel, that is where you ought to be, because we discuss a whole lot more than what I do on here. We discuss our trades, what we're getting into, what we're selling, what's coming up, what we're watching to get ready to get into. So we kind of study the charts before it actually happens, to where we know where to get in. So that's where we make the money. Most of our people in there are doing very well. We have small accounts, we have big accounts. So whether you have a small account or a big account, you're welcome to come in, whether a new trader or an experienced trader. I mean, we have some in there that see things that I just never even thought about, that their experience level is different in different areas. So it's actually working out really well. Got a good group. So as far as the way we were there, and then we also have, where we're coming down from right here, we got a pole, and then we have a flag, and that's called a bear flag. So I believe that we'll drop out of that today, is what I'm thinking. I thought we would yesterday, because we come down and touched it, and I thought it would just kind of pull up and then pull down, but it didn't. But since we didn't go up and hit the top of this channel, and we're actually pulling back now, that gives me a good sign that when we come down, we come up, we hit this trend, and now we're bouncing back down, and we're selling off right now. Will it continue to sell off? I actually hope so for my positions. I have calls and puts in this, and my calls are long term, so I'm fine with that. My puts, they're not real long, but they're somewhat long. But I would really like to see this pullback. I'd like to get down to the 2400 area at least. If we could get down to there, that would be great, and that would make my positions really good. I would like to see a good pullback today and a solid bounce to where the economy can actually get back to business. This coronavirus is getting worse. Cities are shutting down. Yesterday, I live in South Carolina, and yesterday all the beaches were shut down. You're not allowed to go on the beach. I live 2 blocks off the beach. We're there every day walking. We are not touching people and doing everything. We're actually staying our safe distance. We're the homebody people. So this is actually punishing us because we were obeying the laws of what they wanted. Well, not really a law, but we were obeying what they recommended us to do. So ES is dropping right now. Where it's going to go, it's up in the air of what it is. There's a lot of charts out there that are saying this is following the depression era. It's also following the 2008 era where the market was dropping, and it's showing that this will come down. A lot of the charts are showing a couple of different things, but by looking at it, I would say that we can probably hit this 1700 number over the next few days or week or whichever. That would be good for my position short term. So if it would actually come down there and hit that within say a week or so, that would be great on my end. I do have calls, but those calls are long again, so when they come down I could actually average those down and then go back up. So for me, this would actually work out. So that's where I think ES is going as far as tonight. It all makes sense when you look at the charts, and if you look at the charts will tell the story. And you listen to the news and you watch the charts, and you'll notice that the chart is telling you what's getting ready to happen before they even announce it on the TV. So if you just watch your charts, and if you get them charted out good with the right trend lines, and I mess up on trend lines, I have to readjust them every now and then, but for the most part I hit them pretty good. But if you watch this, you'll see what's going to happen on the TV. The news reporters will start announcing something right before it hits that trend. You'll start hearing whatever is going that direction. So let's go to gold. Gold is actually selling off. Now, one thing about gold is usually gold runs, it'll run against or the inverse of ES, but it has not been doing that lately. So I'm going to show you something here that, let's see, where was it? I'm trying to think of where I actually bought. Yeah, right there. It looks better like that. I can see it better. I bought puts right in here, and it dropped off. Now, ES was dropping off too. So these two were going to together, but gold started dropping before ES started dropping. So if you look at it now, where gold was dropping before ES, because as soon as gold started dropping and getting down to here, you saw ES really pulling back as well. Well, there was a lot of consolidation here. There's a lot of consolidation here. So with that consolidation that we've had, and now we're starting to drop, and then we go back and look at ES. Now ES is coming out of that consolidation and barely dropping off. So part of me thinks that because of what happened in the past with gold and what's going on now, and with it pulling back, that kind of makes me think that ES is getting ready to drop pretty hard as well. I have gold puts. I'd like to see gold come on down. My original plan, well, not plan, but my original outlook on gold was to probably come down to this trend here. And if you look, there is a fib right there, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1234. And that is just right below this trend. So I think gold is actually going to be coming down to there. And I hope it does, because that will be a lot of bank account for me. A lot of honeys. So if this will come down to there, that would be great. I don't want to see the things happen to economy or whichever, but you've got to play the tickers and everything the way they fall. So I really believe that that's where we're going to be on that. And and it's not going to be today. It's just going to be over time. I mean, like this one here, this was practically one day right here that it went up. So started let's see here, 8 o'clock on a Monday morning, and it ended up on 6 o'clock Tuesday. So less than 24 hours, this jumped that much. So usually a rally will go quicker than a drop. A drop will go quicker. So with this going up, basing over, and now we're going to have a drop. And I think that it will actually drop down below and make a new low here. So that, again, that would actually be good for my account. Hopefully your account will benefit as well. So that's for gold. And we have crude oil. Crude oil has been trying to make a comeback. I don't think this is going to hold. It may, but I don't think it will. I think this is going to continue to sell off. And I think we're going to make a new low. I think we're going to be down in the 15 range. I think that's where we'll end up being. So this dropped out of that descending triangle and come back up a little bit. But I think this is all fake right here. So I personally believe that with this coming down, it went up. Usually it don't go up that far on a descending triangle. It'll usually drop down wrong through here or maybe even the next fib, and then it starts going up. On this particular one, it pulled down a little bit and come up. I believe that we're going to see new lows. I think it's going to be around the 15 range, not exactly 15.56. It may come down a little bit lower. So I would say 15 or higher is where we're going to come down, and then reverse, and then it'll come up. And I think this is going to happen probably this week is what I would guess. It could easily happen in a week. Today's only Tuesday, so we've got 4 days of trading left that this could actually happen. I think by the end of the week, I believe that our market will probably start turning more. We do have a lot of bad news. They just extended the shutdown instead of being close to Easter. Now it's the end of the month, but they're not even sure about that. So I think when they get a definitive answer, then that'll help. Now, FDA did just recently approve the, I call it Hydro and Z-Pack. I can't say the other word, but it is two drugs that go together. And when you take them, the Z-Pack, I believe, is the antibiotic, and the other one is the Hydros for something else. I can't remember. But when you put those two together, it fights off the infection and so forth. So with those two actually being sent out and being used more, I think it's going to be a lot better. Let's see. Walmart is now, I just got this news. Walmart is deploys temperature checks at all locations, offer workers gloves and masks. So that's good at Walmart. That's good news on Walmart. Maybe that'll make it spike today. That's what we need. A bunch of us in Walmart. So that's what I think about crude oil. The dollar is actually going up, so that's a sign that the market's going to drop. So if the market's going up, the dollar or the ES will usually drop off. They usually go inverse of each other. And Dow Jones went up yesterday, but when it opens, it's going to be lower. So because the ES, whatever ES is doing, you'll see that the Dow Jones will pretty well follow the same. You have natural gas selling off. If natural gas is selling off, then pretty much the way the market's been moving, it will go with the ES. So that's why it's been moving lately. Not always, but here lately, that's why it's been moving. This is the channel that we're kind of in. It's a real big channel, so where this has already touched there, usually it will touch here before it will come back up. So where this has been kind of consolidating, I'd say we're coming right back down to probably on through here. I'd say probably over a day, this will come down to probably the 1.6 range, 1.6. So at that point, maybe when it touches down here, I would be looking at maybe getting in some calls. I think it's a little too short unless you're going to scalp for puts on this right now. So let's see, everything is priced in. Well, it's Cody Blake. Everything's priced in to a point, but I don't think that I don't think we're completely there. And then as far as the natural gas coming down and touching, I think at this point I would get in more longer calls. Unless you want to play this for short term for the puts, I think you'd be fine. And then NQ, following ES, same as always, it's actually dropping down. So if you're in the Qs and calls, you might get hurt right now. If you're in long calls, I think you're going to be fine. Long-term bullish. I'm definitely long-term bullish over months. I'm not talking a week. And then we have VIX. VIX, we come down. We're starting to pop up now, which is according to what we were talking about last night. We're in this channel right here, and being in this channel with it coming down, the market's going to drop, and when the market drops, the VIX goes up. So that's what we were talking about last night in the recap, as far as where we were and what I thought would actually happen, and it actually is happening now. And then let's go to, I'm not going to do all these tickers. There's too many in here. I've been weeding them out a little bit. Most of them stay about the same. I'm going to pull up American Airlines. I didn't do that yesterday. It dropped out of that channel. It's been selling off. And I think with American Airlines, with the way that the government is actually working with the airlines, and long term, I think we're going to be fine. But right now, the airlines are being kind of shut down, different flights and so forth. Spirit just shut down 3 different states. I think it was Connecticut, New York, and there was another state, I can't remember where. That should have been done a long time ago. There shouldn't have been any flights coming out of there anyway. That should have been kind of more locked down, not necessarily quarantine, but I don't think that people should be flying in and out of there at this time, the way the coronavirus is attacking that city. So American Airlines, I think long term, I think you're going to be fine. I think probably give it toward the end of the week. We may come back down and touch this again. The low was 950. So if we come back down in there, I would be long calls on it. You're actually building somewhat of a channel here, a bigger channel. So if you come back, hit here, come over to there, and it's actually more here. I would go to there. It did have a low here, but right there is more of the trend. So you actually have a couple of channels there. We're going to take this channel out because it's no longer in play. And then I'm going to leave this channel. So I'd say we'll probably come back down to around the $10 range, give or take. If you come down to there, then you could probably get into calls at that point and let it ride. You could probably get I don't know, 3, 4, 5 days worth of profits out of there. Looks like you're going to have probably, if you went in puts, you could probably do an overnight swing or something on a put and probably be okay. But I'm not, I don't trade that short. I like to go longer. So I would personally wait. If it were me, I would wait until it got down here and showed the reverse, and then I would get back in it to go up. ABT, we got in that yesterday. I'm really happy I did. ABT is the company the government is using in order to have the vials of the medicine and so forth for the coronavirus. I believe that ABT is it's a long term. It's not an overnight thing, but I think even today when it opens up, I'm going to be in the green on it. I can sell it if I want, but I won't. I'm going to hold it. So ABT, I believe, is going to be a long-term bullish for you. Looks like the coronavirus and all the drugs and everything is going to run through probably September the way they're talking. So I think that over the next few months, this is actually going to be really well. Amazon, I was looking at that this morning. It sold off really big here, but it's coming up. And if you look, there's a solid trend kind of going up. I don't know if there's a channel in here, but if you do this and then come back to here, it's actually more along here. I'm going to go with this one. It shot up there, but if you look, this almost touched. It did touch here, through here, and touch there. So I would say this is more of the channel for Amazon. So it may drop today. I don't think it's going to drop very far. Whenever it does drop, long-term bullish on Amazon. I'm actually shocked that it's even doing as poor as it is because a lot of people are buying on it. There's also a type of a little bit of an ascending triangle here. If you look there, if you look at that line there, let's make it a little bit darker so you can see it. So actually, let's change the color. There's too much blue there. I'll just put another. I'll put another purple in there. So you got this one coming out, and then you've got this one, this channel here. So that is actually creating an ascending triangle. An ascending triangle is very bullish. So it looks like it's trying to bounce off of that line there, and then you've got this channel here coming up that is actually using part of that. You can even come back to here. This is more like it. I know it's a lot of lines, but if you can look, this blue one here, we'll change it to purple so you can see it off the other. And let me take that channel out right now so you can see it better. I can put the channel back in. So right now you've got the horizontal, and then you've got the trend coming up. So that together, you're looking at an ascending wedge or ascending triangle. And ascending triangle is, like I said, going to be bullish. So Amazon, it looks like that is what it's following right now. And if we come back down, we haven't looked at CRM in a while. CRM is just channeling across. So you've got this, you got a drop, you got the rally, and now you got a base. So where's it going to go from here? I'm actually shocked that CRM isn't doing better than what it is, and the reason being is because it is more of like workers working from home and coming together online, and all your projects and everything are monitored there. So this is, CV compliant, where you can just work from home. So I'm actually shocked that CRM is not actually doing better. Let's do Disney. Disney has their I forget what they call it. It's like the Netflix, the Disney live stream. And with having the Disney live stream, the parts equate to about 30% of their business, is what one of my Discord members had mentioned. And so the parts is a lot of money, yes, but it's not anywhere near the money what they're making elsewhere. On the news yesterday, they said that Disney was actually real equivalent to Netflix now as far as membership and so forth. So I think Disney having that live stream is what saved them on this. If they didn't have that live stream now, I think they've been hurting. Disney, I mean, it may drop today or whichever, but if you got into it long-term bullish on it, that's where I would be with it. And let's look at Netflix once we mentioned it. Netflix is just continually going up. This was like a cup and handle. Right here was the handle, and right here's where it's going up. So we're going to take this one out because we don't need it anymore. You could actually draw a channel right up through here if you wanted, and because it is actually building one. And we're going to go into there. We're going to pick up this candle and this one. It's kind of going up through, and as you can tell, whenever it touches the bottom, it will just keep on going until it usually touches the top. And once it touches the top, then it will come back to a bottom. This one right here, it actually touched right there, but that's kind of a market maker wick on it, so I don't really necessarily count that, but it did touch. So I think this would probably be the good channel for it. Long-term bullish on it. It's obvious Netflix is going to do well. It's actually way under where it should be, and people are subscribing right and left on it right now. You have, look at TLT, see what happened. It's probably dropping right now, I would say. Yeah, it dropped overnight. I didn't look at it. So that one is actually dropping out. With the market starting to come down right now, then it should start going back up. So we're trying to see where it's going to end up here. And then in our Discord channel, we've already got a plan of action to where we're going to jump in this and get some puts and try to make some more money. I made $12,000 right there. I bought it right up here and bought puts. Come down here. There was two different trades. One was about $900. No, I think it was about $900 on one, and I was a little over $11,000 on another. So altogether, about $12,000 on that bottom wick right there. So it was really good. I sold the $800 one over here. I wish I'd have kept it, but it was going to expire that Friday, and I didn't want to hold it. I just wanted to take my money and get out. And let's look at Walmart. Walmart is doing exactly what we thought. We had this descending wedge, and it actually fulfilled it. And then we also had an ascending triangle right here. So we had two patterns there, and we also have this bullish channel. So we've been watching the bullish channel to see where it's going to go, and then as it come down, it formed this descending wedge. And then when it come out of it and started moving across, we saw this ascending triangle. And then now we're back up over top of the channel. It looks like we pulled back a little bit. We may touch that again, but I'm long Walmart. So I'd like to see Walmart actually get up around the 125 range or so today or tomorrow. And if we could do that, and I'd like to see it actually up here on this top channel by the end of the week, but I don't know if that'll happen. Percentage-wise, it could, but I don't know if it will, the way the market's moving. Usually, when the market's going down, Walmart is going up, which is what it did here, and then right here is where the market was going up last week. And now that the market is starting to move down, we've got Walmart coming back up. So I think that Walmart will continue to go on up. They're not necessarily an inverse, but they've been playing like an inverse. Not exactly, but if Walmart's been dropping lower quantities as ES would rage. So I believe that Walmart's probably going to continue to go up. Usually if Walmart has a big day, it'll usually sell off real quick in the morning, pre-market, and also right at the opening, usually about 5 minutes after opening, it'll usually just take off. So not always, don't put money on it for that, but typically that's what will happen. And so we'll just wait on Walmart and see what happens there. We're going to go back to ES, finish up with ES. And still, it dropped down there, but pulled back up a little bit. If we come back up to a 5-minute chart, and it has a little pullback there, but anytime you have a big drop like that, you usually have a pullback and then it'll drop more. So we'll just have to wait and see. Right now, it is, so if we do a 15-minute chart, let's see, 15, I could do one from right here. Actually, I would do it the other way because I think it's going down. Do one here, so right there. And then if we go ahead and change the coloring of it, Federal Reserve opens up 7th liquidity facility to supply U.S. dollars abroad. In other words, they're printing more money. That news just come across the headlines. So if we look at this one, looks like the 618 is right here. That is probably, pretty close to where we might end up today. That's the 2517. And if we hit the 2517 today, that would actually be pretty good. You're looking, if you go to, oops. From there to up here, that's going to be a 120-point move from the high, of tonight or this morning. So about 120-point move to the 618. So that's fair. If we went on down, it's been moving 200, so it could easily get down to the 2445 today. It could easily get back to and do just a double top or double bottom from Sunday night. That is really kind of where I think that we're going to be, is somewhere in the 2400s. I don't know if it's going to be here or a little bit lower. 2400s is kind of what I'm thinking that we're going to hit and then bounce off. We definitely need a little pullback, and then so we can get some steam and go. So that's where I am with the recap. I hope you enjoyed it. It is nothing as science, but if you look at this and look at the news, the charts tell the story. And if you're watching the chart and you have it patterned out and you're watching the news, you'll see that the news starts kicking in right where it needs to reverse or whichever. So if you just start watching that and start learning how to follow that and use your patterns, I think you're going to do a lot better with your trading. It actually works for me. Again, I'm not an overnight swinger. I like to buy something and maybe hold it for a week, 2 weeks, or a month, and that's how I play my plays. So I'm looking more long-term than what I am an overnight. A lot of traders just want to try to make money, buy it today and sell it tomorrow. That's just not the way I trade. So I hope that helps you. If you like this video, please give me a like. I've got some viewers on here now, so if you can hit that like button, I'd appreciate it. And also share it. Let's try to get more subscribers on it. And I'd like to get over 100 this week, which I think will happen today. Once we do that, then I can market it better. It's not about the ad money. I'm not really concerned about that. I'm just trying to get it marketed better. So if you would do that, I'd appreciate it. And if you're not part of our Discord, there's a link down in the bottom. Click on that. We've also got a Facebook group. We share a little bit of information there, but we actually share everything into the Discord group. So I will see you guys in the chat if you're in the Discord, and talk to you later. Hope you all have a green day.